Hello, everyone. I'm back with another segment of the New York Mets Dove Report. This time, your favorite Mets minor league prospect hugger gets to interview one of the top prospects in the Mets farm system. My guest today was selected in the sixth round of the 2023 June amateur draft out of Illinois. This season, playing at the Double A level with the Binghamton Rumble Ponies, through his first nine starts, he sports a 2.70 ERA, 46 and two-thirds innings, with 53 Ks and a 0.94 whip. Opposing batters this season are slashing 195, 253, 337 with a 590 OPS. He also has a 10.2 Ks per nine and only a 2.12 walk per nine. Mets coaches have been talking to me about him since last season. So I'm happy and thankful to have him on the show. So let's get started and introduce the one, the only Jack Wenninger. Jack, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, I'm really glad to have you on, man. Obviously, this is my first time having you on the show. So I try to do a couple of initial questions to kind of get things going. And even if hopefully I want you to show off for yourself and just kind of hype yourself right off the bat, if you could just kind of tell me a little bit about Jack Wenninger. What pitches do you throw, and what kind of like demeanor, what kind of persona do you have on the mound?
I'll start with my persona and demeanor. I always try to be the same, just like calm and collected out there, and
Mhm.
just that's never. Hopefully that never changes. Just no matter what the situation is, runners on base, just always trying to be the same. Just that's an even kill. And then in regards to my pitches, I have a repertoire of my four seam fastball. And this year I added a two seam, which has been pretty effective towards for me getting right-handed hitters out. And this year I switched from a sweeper type of slider to a gyro, more hard slider, a
Mhm.
more straight down action to pair along with my split and curveball.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of things about the Mets organization. I know with like fancy analytics, they keep changing things year to year, and it sounds like this is the year of the hard slider and the two-seamer. So it looks like it's working well with you and even some of your teammates, which is kind of awesome to hear. But let me also kind of go back in time a little bit because I always love asking this question because I'm just a kid with a dream too sometimes, and I wanted to go back to basically like draft day. I always want to ask, what type of experience did you have on that day?
That day I was with my family at home, my mom and dad and dog, and we just had it was kind of just like relaxing day, just watching the TV, and then the draft started.
Mm.
Talked to my agent a little bit. He's like, "These are some teams that like you. This is where I can see you going." And from there, it was just like, uh, goes, we got agent gives me a call. It's like kind of like, well, the Dodgers like you under slot, like fourth round, maybe. And then that passed. And then eventually it was like, came to the sixth round.
Mm.
An agent called, was like, the Mets want to take you with their next pick. I was like, let's do it. Let's go. Just
Well,
happy to be a part of the Mets organization. And from there, like it's like 2 minutes later, it was on the TV. And it's
mm.
just kind of like crazy how fast that process actually is. But I'm just happy to be part of the Mets organization.
And so are we, based on those numbers I just said in the bio. Because you've been pretty amazing. And again, I've been kind of talking behind your back since last year with some of the Mets peoples, and I've been hearing so many amazing things. And I know one of the stuff too I like to get into with the pro athletes like yourself, and even in the Mets organization. It's always about relationships because you guys are all fighting for your dreams, you're fighting for jobs, but it seems like everyone can be always really supportive of each other. And I know it's kind of that camaraderie that comes with these things, and you guys could also end up bunking together or living together in certain housings. And I know the Mets organization has been huge in the last year or two, stepping things up, making a lot of advancements in things like that. And I wanted to also ask for a couple minutes, like, what kind of relationships have you built since you've been in the Mets organization? And maybe you have a couple of teammates, including some recent ones like Jonah Tong and Zach Thornton. Like, what's the relationship that you can have with other pitchers, especially now, like currently being on the same team, the same affiliate?
I feel like I've got a good relationship with a lot of the pitchers and players. I feel like I mean, it's important to build like good chemistry so that your team plays well and stuff, but it's also like it's fun
Mhm.
to just be close. And like Jonah Tong is my roommate on the road and the apartments, and Zach I've been with for most of the year last year and a lot of the year this year. And
Mhm.
it's just like we build like this camaraderie and we hang out and like outside the baseball field and we just have a good time together. And it's just like it's kind of fun because at the same time, like you're competing with each other within the organization to try and get promoted. But it's fun when you can like be good friends with them too and like root for them to do well because it's not just like obviously you want to do well, but it's also fun seeing them do well. And you want to see everyone make it to the bigs one day.
Yeah. And and also you guys are all being coached obviously by the same pitching coach. And I've always heard amazing things and really cool stuff about Dan McKinney. What are your thoughts? What's been your relationship and your working relationship been like working under Dan McKinney as the pitching coach at in with the Rumble Ponies?
No, it's been really cool, especially because he's seen me pitch in college when he was before he was with the Mets, he was a college pitching coach. So he's seen me pitch there. So it's kind of cool to then talk about like talking with him about other guys we've seen in college. And he is great with like pitch shapes and pitch design and helping you like try and get like maximize like he's great. It's kind of hard to understand like the spin access of like the baseball spinning. Like he's great at that, trying to help you optimize like your movements on your pitches
Mhm.
for like what works best within your arsenal. And he's been a great help to me and I think many other pitchers on our staff.
That's what I'm saying. I'm telling that all these Mets fans out there, you better realize what's going on in this organization. They have the lab, they have the staff. I had one of the hitting coaches say we have a dream team down here in the low minors as well. So I know they're super excited up and down the levels in this organization. And even again, so currently, uh, you're now with the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. What's the atmosphere like at the double A level and at the park, and how's the fan situation? Like what's the engagement going on being at the high double A show me level?
Oh no, it's great. The fans are great. They get into it when they're there and it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The park is pretty nice. We got a nice facility set up for us. It's like grateful to be in Binghamton and the fans there and everything. I've enjoyed it so far.
Yeah. And then, okay, so hey, going forward, what are some of the stuff that you're looking towards for the rest of the season? What are some of your goals? Even anything could be mechanically, it could be your goals for yourself for the end of this year and next year. Like, what are some of the things you're planning out for yourself, and maybe some of the things the staff are planning out for you?
Goals are just kind of like just to keep going how I've been going, keep striking people out, limiting walks. That's one of my big goals this year.
Mhm.
Just try and keep striking people out and keeping the walks low. Um, and just throw as many innings as I can. And I think that'll take me to a good spot wherever I end up. I think at the end of the year, I know it's everyone in the Mets organization has been pitching pretty well. So I know it's a little tough, but to make decisions with along those lines. But I think uh, I'm just see where it takes me. If I keep doing my thing, I think just keep moving.
Yeah, yeah, I know this. I think you ate a lot of innings last year too. So even still, getting into a couple more things, like what is that like getting through the grind of pro baseball? Even in this year, like the process of it seems like the Mets organization too, or a lot of organizations are keeping it very conservative. And I know you guys have so many pitchers everywhere. The arms are everywhere in this organization. So how is it going through like the middle stages, that all-star break situation? Like, how's your work routine that works best for you?
Like going through like they're very conservative with their arms and like focused on like the most important thing is keeping us healthy and being available to throw.
Hmm.
So I'd like that, and like that's one of the most important things. So I think that's a good focus. And then in terms of like all after All-Star break, that's when like a lot of things can shift. Like last year we had a couple guys traded that and then so like there'll be a lot of more movement and like stuff. And so it'll be interesting to see how that goes this year. But I just think and I think the Mets have done a great job.
Yeah, they absolutely have. Like I said, there's so much talent, including Jack Wenninger out there. So, before I let you go, because I always like to ask too, like people that support you along the way. So, to kind of start to close things out on this interview, again, thank you for doing this and thank you to the Binghamton Rumble Ponies. If you can give some shout outs and some praise that could include family and loved ones, and even some people's and the whole quote unquote player development, but along with the family and loved ones, who are some of the staff and the coaches that have helped you to get to this successful point currently at the AA level with the Mets?
My girlfriend. But they're along with the staff. Very grateful for Dan McKini, our pitching coach here, and Jordan Krause, pitching coach. And he's on high A this year and low A the year before with me.
Mhm.
I'm just grateful for like the coordinators. They do a great job. Just they try to make it like personable with you and like get to know you. And I'm just very grateful for that. And I just think the Met staff has been great and they take care of the players well, especially with like even with like other things in terms of like the housing and the travel staff. The people who coordinate the travel do a great job. I'm very grateful for them.
And hey, I'm grateful for you for coming on the show, man. You know, I'm trying to be big time now, so I'm trying to stay humble as well. But this is so exciting to even get this opportunity for these minutes to be able to talk to you. I know you guys are on always a very strict routine and schedule. I know you pretty much dominated a few days ago, so now I'm squeezing you in right after you just dominated. You probably got to do some pen sessions, get back to work as usual for the next week ahead. And again, all you Mets fellow minor league prospect junkies and kind of prospect huggers, obviously we're not allowed to trade Jack Wenninger at all costs. I'll make a phone call to the top if I need to because we can't let him go. But either way, I'm going to have to go ahead and let you go just for this time. But thank you so much for coming on. Thank you to all the fans that are continuing to support me. I look forward to come up with more and more kind of interviews like this with some players and coaches. I may have something cooking, everybody. So if you can continue support me, subscribe to the channel, follow me on X. I may have more videos and interviews like this upcoming. So please stay in contact with me. And thank you again, Jack. And hey, man, have a wonderful week and keep enjoying the dream, living the dream, pitching your best. I'm sure we're going to see you in Queens really soon.